and beautiful sea creature was spotted on a Texas beach.
It does not amaze me if you haven't seen these animals before, because these are some mind-blowing creatures that shouldn't even exist. This right here might look like a mountain goat to you, but this is actually as ancient as a mammoth. Saiga antelope. This is the saiga antelope, one of nature's strangest and most endangered survivors, and its story is one of evolution, endurance, and a fight against extinction. At first glance, it appears almost like an alien, with a bulbous, downward-facing snout unlike any other antelope on the planet. The saiga is perfectly adapted to a life in extremes. Its distinctive nose is not a quirk of evolution, but a masterpiece of survival engineering. This flexible, trunk-like structure filters out dust from the air during the dry, scorching summers, and warms the frigid breath during the bitter winters of the Eurasian plains. For thousands of years, the saiga has endured one of the harshest environments known to life. Migrating in great herds across Kazakhstan, Mongolia, and parts of Russia, these antelopes travel vast distances in search of fresh, grazing grounds, navigating landscapes where few species can survive. But their true challenge is not the icy winds, nor the endless miles of barren steppe. It is humanity. Poaching, habitat destruction, and disease have driven this ancient creature to the very brink of extinction. Once numbering in the millions, saiga populations have collapsed by more than 95% in a matter of decades due to the spread of bacteria, earning them a place on the critically endangered list. And yet, against all odds, the saiga antelope persists. Conservationists across the globe are rallying to safeguard this relic of the Ice Age, a living testament to nature's resilience and ingenuity.
We want to carry out conventional monitoring on the state of the calves. In other words, to find out how many there are, the density of the calf population, and the size of a litter, in order to see how reproduction is going.
While that was a more somber example, the next animal is sure to lighten the mood. Lyrebird. In the quiet forests of Australia lives a bird that seems almost impossible to believe. This is the lyrebird, also known as the great lyre, a creature whose ability to copy sound places it among the most remarkable animals on Earth, especially when it can mimic this.
Oh my god, I didn't know. Wow.
At first sight, the lyrebird stands out for its beautiful tail, shaped like the musical instrument it is named after. But it is the bird's voice that truly sets it apart. The lyrebird can mimic almost any sound it hears. It copies the songs of other birds, but also the noises of the modern world: camera shutters, car alarms, chainsaws, all repeated with such accuracy that even experts struggle to tell the difference. Well, I think that this bird is more talented than a voice artist. No offense, but do let me know in the comments below if you relate with me. In one remarkable instance, the lyrebird was caught mimicking an evacuation alarm after 5 lions had escaped from the zoo.
Sorry?
The lyrebird, copying sound is more than a clever trick. It helps attract mates, protect its space, and survive in a world full of competition. But have you ever stopped to think about the fact that such an extraordinary creature could exist in the deep blue?
But not necessarily the ones you see in movies. This photo sent to us by a viewer shows the blue dragon, which is a sea slug that is not commonly found along our beaches.
Glaucus atlanticus, aka the blue dragon. A creature so alien, so different from anything we know, that it seems to defy all logic. This is the Glaucus atlanticus, also known as the blue dragon, a tiny sea slug. It glides through the water with the grace of a phantom, its vibrant blue body glowing like a jewel. first glance, the blue dragon might appear delicate, but its beauty hides a powerful secret. This creature feeds on some of the ocean's most dangerous animals, like the deadly Portuguese man-o-war, and absorbs their venom.
For severe pain, smaller animals don't suffer for very long. They are dragged into the man-o-war's mouths. That's right, the man-of-war has more than one mouth. In fact, it has more of everything.
Not to go on its size, but that thing is really venomous. When it feeds on as equally dangerous as it is, it then uses the venom to defend itself from predators. Though small in size, the Glaucus atlanticus has developed a remarkable way of surviving. By drifting on the ocean's surface, it uses its colors and shape to camouflage itself, blending seamlessly into its surroundings. World full of predators and prey, this creature proves that survival doesn't always come from strength. Sometimes, it's about using nature's wonders, in this case, venom, to outsmart the dangers around you. Just when you think nature couldn't possibly produce anything more unusual, it reveals yet another masterpiece that defies expectation.
These curious creatures utilize their leaf-shaped appendages to help them blend with the surrounding seaweed and kelp in their environment.
Leafy sea dragon. This is the leafy sea dragon, one of the ocean's most remarkable examples of camouflage and design, found along the southern coast of Australia.
They will even sway back and forth like plants in the water. Camouflage is their primary defense against predators.
Its leaf-like fins and delicate body allow it to blend perfectly into its underwater world. Floating with the current, the leafy sea dragon moves not with speed or strength, but with grace and invisibility. But beneath this fragile appearance lies an extraordinary example of survival. Its clever disguise not only keeps it hidden from predators, but also allows it to move undetected as it searches for tiny prey. Unlike many fish, the leafy sea dragon does not rely on fast escapes or strong defenses. Instead, it lets nature's design shield it from harm, proving once again that in the wild, the best defense can sometimes be the art of not being seen. Nature never runs out of surprises, and just when you think you've seen the limits of what life can do, another creature appears that rewrites the rules entirely. Axolotl. This time, the wonder is not found in the depths of the Mexico Ocean. Meet the axolotl, a creature that looks as if it's frozen halfway through its own evolution. Unlike most amphibians, the axolotl never fully leaves its youthful form behind. Even as an adult, it keeps its feathery gills, its soft, smooth skin, and its aquatic way of life. Scientists call this rare trait neoteny, but for the axolotl, it's simply the way of survival. But what makes the axolotl truly remarkable is its power to heal. While most creatures must live with injuries, the axolotl can regrow entire body parts, limbs, parts of its heart, and even sections of its brain, all without leaving a scar. In a world where injury often means the end of survival, the axolotl has mastered the art of repair, earning its place as one of the most mind-blowing and nature-defying creatures on Earth. Next up in our list is a creature that looks harmless, but packs one of the most powerful weapons in the animal kingdom, the pistol shrimp. Pistol shrimp. This small marine shrimp, no larger than a human finger, has developed an extraordinary way to hunt and defend itself. Its oversized claw can snap shut so quickly that it creates a bubble underwater, but this is no ordinary bubble. As the bubble collapses, it produces a shockwave strong enough to stun or kill nearby prey. In that brief moment, the temperature inside the bubble can rise to levels hotter than the surface of the sun.
Of my index finger that creates weaponized bubbles that are almost as hot as the surface of the sun.
But the pistol shrimp's power doesn't end there. The snap is so loud that it can temporarily disrupt underwater communication for other creatures in the area. This tiny animal has turned sound and physics into its greatest survival tool. A shrimp, armed not with teeth or venom, but with one of the most fascinating examples of raw force in the natural world. The pistol shrimp truly defies what we expect from life beneath the waves. Now imagine a creature that has silently roamed the icy depths of the North Atlantic for centuries, living through eras of human history long before the invention of electricity or modern medicine. Greenland shark. The Greenland shark holds the record for the longest known lifespan of any vertebrate on Earth. Scientists estimate that some individuals are more than 400 years old, with one confirmed shark believed to have been born in the early 1600s, a time when explorers were still mapping the edges of the world. These sharks grow incredibly slowly, at about 1 centimeter per year, and can reach lengths of over 20 feet. Their world is dark, cold, and isolated, yet somehow they thrive where few other animals can survive.
Comprehend the reality of a Greenland shark. Drifting through freezing, dark, deep water with worms attached to your eyeballs for centuries.
Even more astonishing is how little we still know about them. Their age is estimated through a special method involving the proteins in their eye lenses, one of the few body parts unaffected by time. In a world where most creatures age and decay rapidly, the Greenland shark appears to move in slow motion, almost immune to the passing of centuries.
The species is often plagued by worm-like parasites that latch onto their eyes.
A living relic, a silent giant, and a reminder that nature still holds mysteries we are only just beginning to understand. Mudskipper. Moving on, for a change. When we think of fish, most of us imagine creatures that belong in water swimming, breathing through gills, and never leaving their aquatic world. But the mudskipper refuses to follow this rule. The mudskipper is a fish that spends much of its life outside the water. On muddy shores and tidal flats, this remarkable creature uses its strong front fins to walk on land, dragging and hopping across the surface in search of food and shelter. Even more surprising is the way it breathes. When out of the water, the mudskipper uses both its skin and the moist lining of its mouth to absorb oxygen from the air, allowing it to stay on land for long periods of time. It even builds burrows deep in the mud to escape the heat and to survive until the tide returns. The mudskipper blurs the line between fish and amphibian, proving that nature is full of designs that challenge our understanding of life. In a world where fish are expected to swim, the mudskipper chooses to walk. The natural world is full of surprising creatures that push the boundaries of what we think is possible. Some live for centuries. Others thrive in places no living being should survive, and a few seem to carry traits from a forgotten age.
Birds don't travel much, even when they migrate during the dry season.
Hotzenchick. Deep in the rainforests of South America lives a bird that looks fairly ordinary at first glance, but hidden beneath its feathers, the Hotzenchick holds a feature so unusual, it seems like a glimpse into the age of dinosaurs.
Where the symbiotic bacteria are located. Bacteria within the crop also serve as a source of nutrients by occasionally being moved to the stomach.
Unlike most young birds, Hotzenchicks are born with claws on their wings. These claws aren't just for show, they serve a real purpose. Before the chick learns how to fly, it uses these claws to grip onto branches and climb through dense vegetation, often escaping predators by simply dropping into the water below and pulling itself back to safety.
These are young Hoatzin sitting on their nest in a South American swamp, still guarded by their parents.
This strange climbing ability is something we rarely associate with modern birds. In fact, it's a feature more often linked to ancient creatures from prehistoric times. As the chick grows, the claws fade away, and the bird learns to fly like any other. But for a brief moment in its early life, the Hotzenchick carries a living reminder of its evolutionary past. A true example of how nature often defies expectations. And with that, we end our exploration of the mind-blowing creatures that defy nature. Drop your thoughts and comments below. I'd love to hear from you, and don't forget to like, to share the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.